Hey there, coffee lovers and internet explorers. Welcome back to SipCyber. This podcast is always on a search for two things: the perfect cup of coffee or brewed beverage, and the simplest way to keep your digital life safe, and today is no different. Some spaces don't try to hide what they used to be. Being There Coffee Shop in Robbinsdale sits right inside a brewery. There's this slower rhythm of a coffee shop in the corner. And that clarity matters, because not everything we interact with online is that transparent. There's been a lot of conversations recently about something called Claude Mythos. And it sounded complicated at first, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple when you step back. It's about consistency. Mythos is designed to help an AI system hold on to a stable identity over time. Not just answer one question well, but stay consistent across many interactions. That means remembering a tone, keeping the same perspective, staying aligned in how it responds even as conversations continue. Instead of each response being a one-off, like when you Google something, it becomes part of something continuous, something that feels steady, more like a personality rather than a search tool. And that's a meaningful shift, because most of us are used to technology being a little fragmented. You ask a question, you get an answer, and that's it. There's no real sense of continuity unless you build it yourself. Mythos is trying to change that. It's trying to make AI feel more coherent over time, more grounded, more like something that has an internal thread holding it together. And in the right context, that can be really useful. It can make tools easier to work with. It can make interactions feel less repetitive. It can reduce confusion over time. But it also introduces a new kind of responsibility. Because when something feels consistent, we naturally start to trust it more. Not because we decided to, but because that's how humans work. We trust what feels stable. We trust what feels familiar. We trust what doesn't change unexpectedly. That's the same reason that a coffee shop works inside that brewery. It doesn't fight the space. It fits into it in a way that feels consistent. And because of that, you relax into it pretty quickly. That's the part worth noticing, because as technology starts to feel more consistent, more grounded, more real in its interactions, it becomes easier to rely on it without thinking too much about what's behind it. So here's one small step that helps keep that balance. When you're interacting with AI, especially over time, take a moment now and then to reset your perspective. Ask yourself a simple question: am I trusting this because it's accurate or because it feels consistent? For businesses, this can mean putting simple guardrails in place, double-checking important outputs, keeping a human review step for decisions that really matter. For personal use, it can be as simple as pausing before taking advice at face value, especially if it feels very confident or very familiar. Consistency is powerful, but it's not the same as correctness. Sitting there in that space in Robbinsdale, Minnesota, made something clear in a quiet way. When you can see the layers, when you understand what you're looking at, it's easy to trust the experience. A brewery and a coffee shop side by side, nothing hidden. Online, as things start to feel more seamless, more consistent, more human, it's worth remembering to look for those layers, to stay just a little bit curious about what's underneath. Thank you for joining me on this trip to Being There Coffee Shop and for taking a small step to secure digital life. Until then, stay safe, stay human, and keep sipping.